Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl AdriennaDC. So tonight you guys, I'm going to be bringing you about 10 fragrances in my collection that are crisp, white, fruity, floral, sweet smelling fragrances. I have gathered quite a very crisp, clean, fruity, floral collection, and I figured, why not bring you a few, nice selections. Obviously, right now majority of the world is on lockdown, and people usually want to go reach for fragrances on a daily basis. I mean, well, like myself, I have quite a few fragrances, but obviously I'm not going to be wearing my extra strong and extra sweet and punchy and patchouli based fragrances. I'm most likely going to be reaching for my mildly sweetened, bright, crisp, clean floral fragrances that kind of give me a bit of a pick me upper, just a bit of a lift, to your spirit on a daily basis. So you will find that these fragrances are rose based, they are floral based, very citrusy, very bright, very clean. Some of them are a little bit soapy, but overall they're very light. So if you guys are interested in seeing my 10 fragrances in my collection that I consider to be, pretty much pick me up as well, keeping it mild and sweet, then keep on watching. If you guys have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Please do give me a thumbs up if you guys are loving my content and enjoying my videos thus far. And by all means, don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you guys will be notified every single time I upload. So the first fragrance I'm going to be telling you guys about is the Viktor & Rolf Honeydew, you guys. Now, this is your crisp, clean, white floral fragrance. It has in notes of pear, some bergamot, some iris, white musk, a little bit of cedar in. But overall, this is a very white, pure, kind of powdery smelling fragrance. It smells very delicate, very crisp, and very clean. A very satisfyingly pleasant smelling fragrance, and it's quite uplifting, somewhat bright. I would definitely recommend this fragrance on a daily basis. If you guys are at home, you just want to feel a bit uplifted, especially seeing as though you're locked in and you can't really go out much and explore. I think this would be an ideal fragrance to just give you a nice little uplifting mood or just a bit of a high, So yeah, that's the Viktor & Rolf Dew, Flower Bomb Dew. Next, you guys, is the Parfums de Marly by Delina. This is your fresh, clean rose, bergamot, rhubarb, and lychee smelling fragrance. It is very fresh, very floral, a hint of greenness to it. This fragrance does have in musk in it as well, but it's very light and just very uplifting. I quite love this perfume. I mean, initially when I smelled this fragrance, I wasn't really like, I wasn't too blown away, but for its intended purpose, if you guys are looking for something that's very light and floral and fresh and clean, it is a little bit soapy even. I think this would be the ideal fragrance, especially on a daily basis. If you guys, you just want to reach for something, just to give you a bit of a lift and just uplift your mood a little bit and not feel so, gloomy. I think this fragrance would pretty much do the trick to just uplift your spirit a little bit. So yeah, that's the Parfums de Marly Delina. Next, you guys, I have the Prada La Femme. Now, this is a very mildly sweetened, soapy smelling fragrance. It is quite fresh. This is a really pretty smelling fragrance. Now, it is not as pretty as the Delina and as the Flower Bomb Dew. I don't really get that really delicate floral scent to this fragrance. This is just overall a really nice mellow and airy smelling fragrance. So this fragrance has in notes of tuberose, ylang-ylang, frangipani, iris. It does have a hint of vanilla as well, but overall it's a very mildly sweetened, soapy fragrance. This is probably going to be one of the only fragrances that doesn't have any rose in it, so it doesn't give you that very bright floral vibes, but it is very clean and mildly sweetened fragrance. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this fragrance to give you a bit of a pick-me-upper. So that's the Prada La Femme. Next, you guys, we have the YSL Libra. Now, this fragrance has a bit of intensity to it, even though this is indeed a light and floral and very airy, clean smelling fragrance. It has in notes of lavender, it has in some vanilla, it has in orange blossom, some jasmine, some white musk. Now, this is just it's a very airy, very florally fragrance, but it's definitely solidified by the musk. But overall, it's quite soapy as well, so it does give you that very clean, lightly floral, airy smell to it. But yeah, I think this would be ideal fragrance. This will give you a bit more punch, a little bit more intensity than every other fragrance in this list. This might give you a bit of a buzz. A bit more buzz than the other fragrances, definitely. But you know, right now, I think you could do with a bit of a buzz in your fragrances, even though if you don't do anything too jazzy or wear anything too sweet and too strong. Your YSL Libra, it will give you that very airy, it's quite floral, you know, that kind of clean but sweet and musky smell to it. So yeah, I definitely like my YSL Libra to grab and go and put on a daily basis, you know, just to make yourself feel nice and pretty, and of course very ladylike and womanly, because obviously, you know, my YSL Libra does have, you know, it does has a Sasha face to it. So yeah, that's the YSL Libra. Next, we have the Gabrielle Chanel, you guys. And of course, this is your ultimate spring clean, airy, fresh, and floral fragrance. It has the notes of grapefruit, jasmine, ylang ylang, orange blossom, some musk to it. This is overall give a very like citrusy, bright, sparkling, floral, quite soapy smelling fragrance. You do get the hints of the orange blossom. There's mandarin orange, and you do get the grapefruit to this fragrance. So that's the Gabrielle Chanel. Next, we have the Mistio Roses in Roses, you guys. And whoo, this is the ultimate. So this fragrance has in notes of geranium, bergamot, rose, and white musk. Pretty much, you guys, this fragrance smells like a bouquet of the most lush and pure and rich and finely picked bouquet of roses, you guys. It is crisp, it is clean, it just smells so bright. This fragrance here, roses, it just smells so bright, you guys. I absolutely love Roses and Roses. Very pretty smelling fragrance, you guys. That would give you, you know, it would just give you a nice feel on a day at home, you know. So just enough oomph, you know, just to keep your spirit nice and live, you know, very clean, you know, very airy. So this is the Mistio Roses and Roses, and I absolutely love this perfume. Next, you guys, we have the Mistio Blooming Bouquet, and you know, this smells like fresh floral water. Pretty much, this just smells like floral water. Literally, that's how airy and fresh and clean this fragrance is. It comes off like water, literally floral water. A lightly sweetened fragrance. Yeah, so this fragrance has in pink peony, peach, some apricot, some rose to it, some Sicilian mandarin. Overall, this is and obviously of those notes, you guys, they just lightly squeeze a little bit of that juice into this fragrance, and overall you're getting more of the pink peony. Yeah, and this is just a very mildly light, bright, and airy, sweet, floral smelling fragrance. And I absolutely love this perfume. This is definitely a you know, a uplifting fragrance. You know, I mean, we all need something these days just to add a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a, just a little bit of some brightness to our life. So I definitely think the Mistio Blooming Bouquet would get the job done, and with just enough sweetness to, you know, to let you know, or to remind yourself or anybody that's around you that you are wearing something. So yeah, that's the Mistio Blooming Bouquet. Next, you guys, we have the Chanel number 5 Law. Now this is just so pretty. This is your ultimate fresh floral smelling fragrance from Chanel, one of the most simplified fragrances while keeping some very interesting you know, vibes to it. So this fragrance has notes of lemon, neroli, ylang ylang, some jasmine, some rose in there, and a little bit of musk just to carry over. But this fragrance has in both ylang ylang and neroli, you know, two notes that give off that really clean, very fresh, and you know, very bright and uplifting smell to it. I absolutely love this perfume. The aldehydes in this fragrance, it just gives you, I don't know, it kind of separates the airiness from the sweetness in this fragrance. So you do get that sweetness, that citrus boss of lightly sweetness to this perfume, and then you get the airiness to it. So it's like this fragrance has even though it's so simple and very light and floral and airy, this perfume actually has some dimension to it. I mean, this is Chanel, so I mean So yeah, I consider this to be your ideal fragrance, to grab and go on a daily basis, especially when you're home in the house, just to dab and spray all over you. I really, so much I love this. Like, this is something you can literally just soak yourself in this perfume, and this would definitely, uplift your spirit, make you feel nice and pretty. So that's the Chanel number 5, Law. Next, we have, you guys, the Mon Paris by YSL. Now, this is a little bit, we're hyping it up a little bit. But the remnants of this fragrance overall is the hints of strawberry, raspberry. There's some musk in here and some patchouli, but overall, this is a very fresh and clean raspberry and strawberry smelling fragrance. Now, I am amazed at how this fragrance was put together, because when you smell it, you feel like, it's so clean, it's so fresh, it smells like a fresh bouquet. It has some rose in it as well. It smells like fresh roses with raspberries and strawberry. Literally fresh, airy and clean roses with raspberry and strawberry to it. And obviously it has the patchouli, but what really lingers with this fragrance is the berries. So you don't get like the intensity of the berries. So yeah, I know you probably think, well, there's raspberries in here, so how fresh and clean and airy this could be. But this is a lightly sweetened berries. You catch the citruses from the berries that's carried on to the end with a light freshness to this perfume. And I consider this fragrance to be really pretty. This is a beautiful smelling fragrance. It definitely goes along with that crisp and clean and fruity floral vibe. Just to, again, make you feel nice and, not so bored and gloomy. So yeah, the Mon Paris YSL will definitely give you that, that nice, uplifting vibe while keeping you nice and mellow and, just toned down while you're at home relaxing. Next, you have, last but not least, we have the Lalique Soleil. Now, this is a very interesting one, but overall, I would say this fragrance does not smell like the contents of it, because I know this fragrance has in some coffee, some milk, some caramel, and you don't really get that, unfortunately. Overall, you get a very fresh, mildly sweetened. You do pick up the cardamom in this fragrance. You do pick up a bit of bitter almond. You get some white musk in this fragrance. There's also pear in this perfume. Overall, you just get a mildly fruity floralness, but the hints of this fragrance goes beyond just a airy fruity floralness to this fragrance. You can tell that there's other there's remnants of other things in this perfume. And even though it hasn't milk, it's not creamy, but it does give you a bit of a lift, a bit of a high to it. Yeah, and that's pretty much what you get from this perfume. So yeah, there you have it, you guys, the Lalique Soleil. These are the 10 fragrances in my collection that I would consider to be very crisp, very clean, some of them a little bit white, floral and fruity. And I think these are ideal fragrances to grab and go on a daily basis, just to give you a bit of a pick-me-up, or just uplift your spirit, just something, so you don't feel, as if, life is over. So you guys don't feel too gloomy on a daily basis. So yeah, I really hope you guys do like these 10 selections. I absolutely love this perfume. If you did in fact enjoy this video, by all means give me a thumbs up, but let me know what fragrance you guys are wearing on a daily basis, just so to carry you guys over and lift your spirits while everything is on lockdown. So yeah, you guys, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the notification bell, so that way you guys will be notified as soon as I upload. And until next time, see you in my next video. Bye.